What's going on, guys? Full with GritShift. Today we have
Turbo.
with GritShift. He's never been on a video before, so he might be a little bit shy here. But this is our warehouse fulfillment guy. He got his name Turbo because he ships everything like super fast. He is our go-to guy for pedal assist bikes, the E-Mountain bike, Super 73, stuff like that. He has minimal experience with E-Motos, aka Talaria, E-Ride, Surron, stuff like that. So we're gonna have Turbo do what today?
Gonna unbox and assemble and see how a novice does.
Yes, so exactly, we're going to do that, and we're going to basically be looking for mistakes that he might make during assembly, just so we could identify mistakes you might make if you're brand new to E-Motos and things to look out for. So let's get to it.
Yep.
All right, we're back. Turbo just got done assembling the MX-5 Talaria, and you're noticing something right off the bat that you did backwards, right?
Yeah, I see it.
So the post-mount stem, that's what you're looking at, I'm assuming. Post-mount stem is facing backwards right now. It needs to be facing that way. Yeah, it probably could work theoretically, but that's not ideal, and if you look, it looks like it's coming really close to hitting the key there.
Yeah.
So that's definitely one thing that's pretty obvious to me right off the bat. The other thing is, I personally don't know for sure on the MX-5, but I see this regen brake lever right here is on the throttle hand. I would personally put that on on the left side of the handlebars. So it's not on my throttle. That way, if I'm modulating throttle and I need to get on the brakes, I don't have to reposition. It'll just be easily accessible right here at any time, no matter what I'm doing with the throttle. The display I'd probably put on this side. Then again, I don't know. I'd have to ride the bike to feel it out a little bit. So regen brake, I would probably put on that side. Let's see the other things that we got here. You still have your vent line clamp on the gearbox. That's this little plastic clamp here that's clipped, and it's pinching the gearbox vent hose. That basically during shipping they do that so it doesn't spill gear oil out of the gearbox if these bikes are shipped on their side or whatever the case is. So that needs to come off. Most people unclip those. I typically take it off completely because even with it unclipped, it still does apply a little bit of pressure on that line. It also looks like your foot pegs are backwards. You have them where they're folding forward. You typically want foot pegs to fold backwards, always. That's a simple fix. That's literally just unbolting the peg with the square bracket there on both sides and swapping the two over. All right? You do that, and then the foot pegs will fold backwards. You want it to fold backwards because in the event of a fall or through trails and you hit like a log or a root or something like that, you want these pegs to be able to take impact but be able to fold back. Right now, if they take impact, they're going to take solid impact and they're going to break something or put you to a halting stop, and it's probably going to throw you over the bars.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. A few other things I won't be able to visually see is you check all your bolts and nuts, make sure everything was tight. Everything that already came assembled on the bike, did you just get some wrenches on there just to feel it to make sure things were tight?
Not yet, no.
Not yet? Okay, well that's something I would really suggest doing. These bikes are known to come from the factory with lack of grease, sometimes Loctite, stuff like that. So always do nut and bolt check on everything. That's literally as simple as getting, your 5mm Allen, just checking, making sure it's tight, or your 17mm, open end for your axle, making sure it's tight. That's it. Did you check chain tension yet?
No, not yet.
Okay. From my experience assembling these bikes brand new, chain tension, belt tension, this one's a gearbox so it doesn't have a belt, but chain tension, belt tension, all that stuff, typically not set up right. So I would definitely say check that. Let's see what this one's at. It looked pretty good. Oh, you hear that?
Something's loose.
You got either something loose or that's a rattly noise with the chain hitting. Maybe it's normal. I don't know. Yeah, I mean everything else looks good. Oh, the grease. I didn't talk about the grease. I started mentioning it. The If you really want to go above and beyond, these things they're known for lacking grease on their steer tube on the forks and also on the linkage triangle stuff like that. So if you really want to go above and beyond, take those off and grease the crap out of it because yeah, it's gonna feel fine right now. Once you go through 1, 2, 3 rainstorms or riding through some puddles or something like that, if water gets in there, it could cause rust, corrosion, stuff like that down the road. So good preventative measure to take now while your bike is brand new and things will be easier to get on and off of it before it gets all dirty and stuff like that. So overall, I think it looks pretty good, besides the flat tire on the front and the rear. Yeah. You excited to go rip it?
Yeah.
I just noticed one more thing.
What?
I feel like I'm going to keep finding things. Look at this brake line.
It's good, right?
No. Brake line's routing on the outside of the fork. You always want your brake line to route on the inside of the fork.
Okay.
A lot of people probably route it on the outside because they think on the inside it's not right because maybe it'll hit the rim or something like that.
Exactly.
But on the outside, you actually have more chance of that catching a tree branch, a rock,
Okay.
Anything that you pass by, catching that front brake line. What happens if that brake line gets, cut or fractured or something like that?
Your day of riding ends.
Or you get into an accident because you don't realize that you're leaking fluid and you go to hit your brakes and guess what? You have no front brakes.
Yeah.
So brake line always routes on the inside, right through here. Always. I don't care what kind of bike you have, always routes on the inside. Even on some of the older model dirt bikes, it literally goes down and around the bottom side of the fork. But that's not an ideal design in my opinion either. So other than that, I think everything looks good for right now. You didn't put the throttle on the wrong side or anything, so we're good there. This is the rear brake, okay, front brake, all that's good. So yeah, you just got a few more things to do. Did it come with a number plate?
It did.
Okay, cool. You just don't like the number plates?
No.
No?
I want to get the wires rerouted a little better.
Cool pedal is this guy. No number plate. All right, cool. Yeah, I think that sums it up. I mean, that gives me good input to see what a new person might encounter. So when we sell a bike to someone and they say, "Hey, my turning's not right," or it'll give me good feedback on what they may have done.
Yeah, maybe their bar snapped off on their first ride, and now maybe you can say you put your.
Hopefully, this wouldn't cause bars to snap off.
Yeah, probably not.
But yeah, let's make those little tweaks and get this thing for its little test ride.
All right.